John Brzenk, the greatest arm wrestler of all times, has once again made a comeback in the sport that he dominated for almost 4 decades. Welcome arm wrestlers, I'm Pradeep Singh from Armwrestling News. Although we have already seen John compete in Moldova in 2018 and in China in 2019, but this time it's different. This time he has a vision. It was a warm-up tournament for him to prepare himself for the top 8 tournament later this year. Although there was no big names in this Utah State tournament, but when you're 57 years old and just making a comeback, you better stay away from the big names for some time at least. Now Dallas Langston is a really good strap arm wrestler and John pinned him easily. But Dallas was tired because he had a super match with Craig Tullier before this event. So we can't get much information out of this match as to where John Brzenk is strength wise. But I noticed one thing. All the slips that happened, John always walked away with a smiling face knowing that he would dominate in the straps. It means he is still very confident in his hand and wrist and maybe also in his arm to support his hand and wrist. John had a good 5-6 second match with Cody Merritt both times and he won both of them. Cody Merritt is a left-handed WAF World Champion, but he has said many times that he cannot beat any pro right-handed. The difference between his right and left is day and night. So John was kind of expected to beat this 350 pounder. If somehow we were able to see how John fares against a fresh Dallas Langston or Craig Tullier, then it would have been interesting. But unfortunately, we didn't get to see it. Another good sign that I found in this tournament is that we didn't see him touching his shoulder or complaining about any sort of pain in the shoulder. John Brzenk is going to face Chan Shaw on 31st July. As I had already told you in one of my previous videos that I was waiting for this event to decide whom I'm going to put my money on in this Chan Shaw vs John Brzenk match. And till now, I had Chan Shaw as my favorite. But this performance, I gotta say man, it has forced me to rethink. And I know if Chance was in this tournament, he would have done the same thing. He too would have won in a dominant fashion. But in a 5-round super match, I can see Chance hitting John straight to the pad a couple of times even without gaining hand control. But John has too much experience and he always goes in a match with a solid plan. I think John will put the brakes on in round 3 and he will win the final 3 rounds. And that's not all. John also competed left-handed in this same tournament, but he lost to Jordan Sill a couple of times. But we don't call him the GOAT for his left hand, right? He was never known as a great lefty even back in his young age. Jordan Sill didn't pull right-handed because he injured his bicep last week while pulling Chan Shaw. He will be having an MRI done on Monday. I will further update you about the injury. The famous super match that took place before this event was Craig Tullier vs Dallas Langston. Craig Tullier defeated Dallas 3 pins to 1. Dallas got the first pin, then Craig won the next 3. Then after that, when they both competed in the tournament, Dallas got another pin on Craig Tullier. That's it for this video. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone who thinks like you. My name is Pradeep and I thank you so much for watching.